everyone.
Hello.
We're going to talk about the books we read in October. I'm Jessica.
And I'm Christeena.
And you're watching
Game of Tomes.
So the very first thing that I finished was Lonesome Dove, which is, one of my favorite books of all time now.
Awesome.
It was beautiful. I listened to it on Audible. The narrator was really, really, really awesome. And I think he had the characters down perfectly. And I love when audiobooks are awesome.
Wasn't it like 40 hours or something like that?
It was,
yeah. That's a crazy long book. What is it about?
So these two retired Texan Rangers decide to go and drive cattle to Montana.
Oh, okay.
Back when the West was new.
Oh, okay. Would that be considered a historical fiction?
Yeah.
Huh.
It's a Western.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just call it a Western.
Yeah.
Yeah. What did you rate it?
5 stars.
Good. I mean, I assume so.
Solid. It deserved it.
Good job on finishing that. I've never listened to an audiobook that long. I attempted Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell, which was like 32 hours.
Mm-hmm.
No. Didn't finish it.
It would be difficult for anyone to read
yeah,
that one.
Yeah. And I have a hard time with audiobook sizes, so.
I don't know why. I just have to pay attention.
Yeah. Okay, so the next book we actually read together.
As
most of you know, we were buddy reading the Lord of the Rings series with Sue over at the restricted section. You can find their channel below, Sue and Megan. And so we continued on with the second book, and I loved it.
Yeah, it was our favorite of the series.
Yes. I gave it 4.5 stars.
4.5? Yeah, me too. But I actually gave Return of the King 5.
Oh.
So, but I did really like this. I love them both.
The first one was hard for me as far as descriptions and things, and this one just felt completely different. It was like a lot more action-y and dialogue, and I don't know, I just found it a lot more interesting because it was more into the story instead of building it up like the first one.
It was less of following everyone's walking journey.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I'm really glad that we buddy read this, because if we didn't, I probably wouldn't have, and I loved it.
I want to say that I would have, because I love Lord of the Rings so much, but, like, I have tried to pick up Fellowship 2 other times in my life, and then was not able to finish it. So I'm glad that I had someone to help motivate me to finish the series, and I'm really glad I did, because it's one of my favorites.
Yeah, I agree. So then the next book I read, I actually got it from Jessica. It was her copy.
Yeah.
The Fault in Our Stars by John Green, and she annotated it, and then I annotated it, and currently it is with one of our in real life book club friends, fellow goers, and she's gonna annotate it, and we're gonna try and get more people to go along and annotate it, etc., etc. Annotate. I gave this book 4.5 stars. I didn't think I was gonna like it that much, because generally, like, with YA characters, I'm just kind of like
contemporary, especially.
Yes. I have a hard time really enjoying it. Just But then things were happening in this book, and I was like, oh no, what is this coming out of my eyeballs? Like, I cared a lot more than I thought I did, and it was a really beautiful story.
It was beautiful.
I wouldn't say that, oh my gosh, I was shocked, because I wasn't really, but I fully enjoyed it, and I'm glad that I did. And thank you, Jessica. Okay. And I'm excited to see, the book clubbers annotations.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. I, like, marked every single time I cried in that book. I was like, real cry number 1. 6 times, if you would like to know. 6 times I cried in that book.
I cried 4 times and had to set it down 2 of those times to sob.
Yeah. I read it in 2 days. I, like, devoured it, and I was reading in bed, and I would just, like, cry. It was beautiful, though.
Then I finished The Walking Dead Compendium 2. For viewers of the television show, to give you a reference, this starts out when they leave the jail, all the way to when they make a deal with the Hilltop gang to take care of Negan.
Look at that sucker, dude.
It's heavy.
I just want to, like,
here, hold it.
Oh my gosh.
It's heavy, right?
It is. Look at that spine, though. Look how nice this lays out.
Yeah, it does.
That crack spine is so beautiful. Wow, yeah, that is a chunker.
Yeah, so
dude, good job.
Hey, thanks. I really Thank you.
You're welcome. I'll showcase it. Be a showcase girl.
I really want to get my hands on number 2 because I feel like it's going to go beyond where I am in the TV show, and that would be cool because I've not experienced that before. But they're kind of expensive books, and like I don't know that I'll get my hands on it soon. I gave this one 4 stars. I didn't get into it as much as I wanted to, but I think part of that is because, 1, it's been a long time since I read Compendium 1,
right,
and 2, the characters are different, and they're, are different people that are alive, and different people, like there are people from the TV show that are missing, and, and so like...
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, so like, it's different. It's a little different, and so like sometimes somebody will say something, I'm like, that's not what that person would say. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Now I don't know. I stopped watching The Walking Dead like seasons ago. Was this first? Did like the comics come out first?
It was based on the comics.
Oh, okay. So like, if you're one of those like diehard ones, then this would be like the more accurate or whatever. Okay, I see what you're saying. Well, cool.
Yeah, that's it. Yo!
You guys.
Yo!
You guys.
We listened to Rhett and Link's Book of Mythicality that just came out this month.
Yeah.
We listened to it. Rhett and Link both
if you don't know
on Audible. We listened to it.
Yeah, we did. If you don't know, Rhett and Link have a YouTube channel, Good Mythical Morning. They have a podcast. They're just really funny.
They are super funny.
And you should definitely check them out. I think they have a lot of like different videos for different type of people.
Right.
But
they have millions of subscribers and a huge fan base, and I only found out about them last year, I think. And so I've been consuming all of their stuff for a while now, and I really enjoy them. And they have have you watched their new channel called...
No. They have mentioned it. I didn't find them.
It's good, I like it.
I found them through Jessica, who told me about them. And
I'm like, who's Jessica? That's me.
That's you.
Yeah.
They are really, really funny. I gave this book 5 stars.
You did.
I did.
I gave it 4 stars. The reason for that is I didn't feel like I learned anything hardly really new about them.
Yeah.
But I've listened to almost all of their podcasts.
And see, I haven't.
And so they've talked about a lot of this stuff. Number 2 is they were reading this book, and it was not conversational. I found it less entertaining than if I had just listened to them talk.
Right, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I haven't listened to any of their podcasts, so a lot of the stuff I didn't know. I didn't listen to any of theirs until after I read the book. And the first one I ever listened to was the Did We Write Our Book or whatever.
Right, they were talking about writing the book.
Right, and they're just... I really liked getting to like some of their history, and of course they're hilarious, and it was just very entertaining. And for it being an audiobook, it was very easy for me to like not tune out because I was just like so entertained.
Yeah.
So I had to give them credit on that one.
One of my favorite chapters is when their wives narrate the sections where they talk about how they fell in love.
Yeah.
That was cute.
Okay, so the next book I read for October,
Sure.
for the namesake of October, was The Woman in Cabin 10 by Ruth Ware. I ended up giving this 3.5 stars. I did not like the first half. It took me a while to get into it, and I just felt like it was kind of dragging things out.
Yeah.
And then the last half, it was like, boom, bam, bam. And I kept thinking, like, while reading it in my head, I was like, meh, eh. And then, like, the plot twist came around, and you figured everything out, and I was like, oh. So I had to give it, like, some credit for that, but in general, like, would I keep this book? Probably not. Am I glad I read it? Yeah.
Okay.
Real quick, if you don't know what this is about, it just follows a travel journalist who gets a chance to go on a yacht, on a cruise, and she ends up finding this girl in cabin 10 very briefly, but then comes to find out, like, she thinks she hears, like, a body being dropped into the ocean, and she keeps alerting everyone, and the manifest is fine. Like, no one's missing, no one was, like, even supposed to be in cabin 10, and so then she kind of goes on this hunt, etc., etc., and it develops from there. It's interesting. I liked the way it was written out. It kind of had a few, like, headlines of newspaper articles and stuff from the future, and so it's kind of, like, building up to...
what happened.
Yeah. So, I mean, I liked that, but as far as just, like, the story itself, I was just kind of like, eh. But I was shocked, so...
You were shocked.
Shocked! I was like, oh. I thought it was... The plot twist, I thought it was really unique, and I enjoyed that, and so, you know.
Good. Awesome.
Props. So the next book we listened to on audio for our In Real Life book club picks,
we did.
And that was Red Rain by R.L. Stine. It was his first adult novel.
Yes.
I gave it 2 stars.
Yeah. I DNF'd it. R.L. Stine wrote the Goosebump books.
Yeah.
I never read those.
I did a few, but not like crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we all agreed at book club that this book kind of felt like a kid's horror story, but like with some adult content.
Yeah.
Some sexual, very explicit content.
Yes.
When I got to that, anytime I get to any graphic sex and I'm already hating the book I'm reading,
it's kind of really annoying.
Yeah. And I just was like, I'm done.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's about this woman who goes, she's a travel blogger, and then she goes off the coast of North Carolina, even though there's going to be a hurricane there, and when the hurricane happens, it devastates the place. She finds these 2 little orphaned boys.
Twin boys.
And they're murder children, and she takes them home and whatever.
And then mayhem ensues.
Chaos ensues, yeah.
But it wasn't...
Good.
No. it was
I'm surprised you gave it 2 stars.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, because there was a twist at the end that I was shocked about. That I didn't see coming. But for the most part, yes. It was exactly like...
I know you're talking about.
Yeah.
I called her and I was like, okay, just tell me what happens at the end because I'm done.
Yeah. It really seriously did feel like a Goosebumps book with a little bit of adult sexual content thrown in.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Okay. Then for October, we finished The Return of the King.
I love Aragorn.
Oh,
I love
gracious, yes.
Faramir, Eowyn. I wish Arwen had been in the books more than she was. She was in 2 scenes, maybe 3.
Yeah.
And barely said more than a few lines.
I don't really feel anything for her because she just wasn't in the books. And I haven't seen the movies.
I know. Which we're gonna do.
Yes,
we're gonna start the Fellowship today.
Yes. I really enjoyed this and I thought it was a really nice way to wrap it up. I've heard a lot of people say that they really enjoyed this because it shows the journey back. And I know a lot of like trilogies and things that are kind of where they go on adventures and do stuff. It pretty much like problem solved and the end.
Right.
You know, and this kind of went more into it than that.
Yeah. It showed how everyone came to move on.
Yeah.
And what they went to go and do. And actually there was a whole chapter about the end in this book that was not in the movies, and that was crazy.
Huh. I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess I shouldn't say what it is. We can talk about it in our discussion.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I really liked it, and I feel super cool for having finished the Lord of the Rings series.
And if you guys have actually read the Silmarillion,
yeah.
let us know because
Please.
I think
we're talking about reading it with Sue.
Yeah.
I picked up the Silmarillion at Books A Million. I picked it up at Books A Million over the weekend, and I read the first sentence and it was like, what did I just read? It looks hard. It looks hard to do. But I want my cool points to rise.
Well, and I think Sue said that she heard the first half is like that dry.
Yeah.
But that the second half is a lot better.
Right.
So I'm nervous about it, but I'm also like I want to do it.
Yeah.
But also
to do it because.
Yeah. Also, I'm kind of thinking in my mind like if I want to DNF it, I'm gonna DNF it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I wanna do it. I wanna try it.
Yeah.
But
let us know if you've read it. Obviously.
Yes. Yeah. Days of Blood and Starlight by Laini Taylor is something that we read. Oh, and there is a review and discussion that we have. We'll link it down below. It was a good sequel.
It was. It's the second in the Daughter of Smoke and Bone trilogy.
Yeah.
FYI.
But it took us a little bit longer to get into this one than it did the first one, but it was worth it, and I did like the ending, and I'm excited to continue on with it.
And I gave it 4.5 stars. I said I was going to give it 4 while we were doing the review and discussion.
Yeah,
but
you changed your mind?
Yeah, because you kind of convinced me. Because there were surprises in it. It was exciting. It was definitely worth it to continue on with the series.
I think so.
Just stick out through the little bit of the beginning.
Yeah,
that's
and
a little slower.
It is a little slower, but it's not like,
bad.
No.
No.
It's not like, I never thought about DNFing it at any point.
No, I didn't either. I think it's just, the first one has a lot of plot stuff going on.
Yeah.
And the second one didn't as
also,
much.
there's that discovery and like mystery to it.
Yeah.
And this one, all that's been resolved, and now you have to like move on with the story, and it was mostly military and strategy, it felt like, in the beginning.
Yeah, I agree.
And it was bleak and sad. But then, you know, Zuzana and Mick showed up.
Yeah.
Anyways, it was good.
Yes, it was.
Yeah. All right. So, thank you, our friend Allie, for letting us borrow Lumberjanes by Stevenson, Ellis, Waters, and Allen.
It's a lot of collaboration.
Yeah. Lumberjanes, Beware the Kitten Holy. It's #1 in a graphic novel series. It was really cute. I gave it 3 stars. I liked it. It was a solid 3 stars. I don't feel like I have to continue on with the series, just because the magical realism elements were not explained, like none of it, and but it was fun, and I think if I had been 12, 13 when I read this, I would have enjoyed it more. I think we need more stuff like this. It's super cool. It's a group of girls who are outdoorsy, and they're in a summer camp, and they're fighting bad guys and magical, scary animals and trying to solve this mystery. They don't seem too surprised that there are, you know, 3-eyed foxes that are trying to take them out.
Just everyday thing, girl.
Yeah. But it was fun, and everyone has their own unique personality. Each have their own, you know, different body type, and they look cool. And it wasn't about being sexy or whatever, or boys. There was like a low-key lesbian couple, which I thought was really cool, and I didn't expect for something to be, you know, for young girls, and I'm glad that that's...
I think that's really, really cool.
I'm glad that that's showing up now. I think we need more stuff like this for girls. It was beautiful. But I personally don't feel any connection to the characters or whatever, but I feel like that's because it's for a younger audience.
Right.
But I liked it, and I'm glad I read it. And now you can read it.
Yay! I haven't read it.
Yeah.
You guys, October 17th.
Yeah.
We went 2 hours away to Nashville to see
John Green and Hank Green.
And check it out.
Mine's purple.
Mine's red. We are gonna do a review and discussion on this.
Yes, we are.
Don't know when it will be up. Probably after this, though.
Yeah.
So look for that.
Right.
But
yeah. We both gave this 5 stars.
Yes.
I saw that you gave it 5 stars.
I did.
And I said in my Goodreads review, I gave Tiffios 5 stars because I thought it was beautifully written.
Yeah.
And it made me think. And what were the other reasons I gave?
You cried.
Oh, and it made me cry, and it made me laugh. And those are all awesome things to do.
Yeah.
To make me feel and do. And but like this one is probably one of my favorite books.
It was a beautiful story. This follows a girl named Asa
who has OCD.
Yes.
Which is an illness that John Green also has struggled with in his life. And it shows you like how she thinks and like how the way her brain works and why it's so hard for her.
And meantime, like in her real life, she's kind of a bad friend because she's just so stuck in her mind.
Yeah. And
it just kind of follows her and her best friend trying to figure out this mystery of someone who's missing, and it goes from there. But that's kind of, for me, that was in the background.
Yeah.
Was that whole thing is not, the plot is not the book.
Right.
The book is Asa.
Yeah.
Really. Mm-hmm. And it was beautiful, and I thought it was, I don't suffer from OCD, and I personally don't know anyone who does. So I can't really say, like, this sounds so realistic, because I'm sure everyone is different. But I liked the way that it was portrayed. A lot of things nowadays kind of make it, like, fantasize it. Or romanticize it.
Yeah, yeah.
And so, you know, I liked that he made it seem more realistic, and that it is
realistic.
Ugly, and it's not fun, and it's hard, and it's not just, like, I have to have everything perfect on my desk. It's, like, it can go so much deeper than that.
Yeah. It made me cry.
Yeah.
I finished the last page, I closed it, and then I threw my face into the pillow and started to sob. Did you have
No, I did not do that, but I actually had a little bit of anxiety when I read this.
Oh, yeah.
Just because I had to put it down at one part and just be like, because it was just, sometimes I can feel some anxiety and just kind of get wrapped up in myself as well, especially like negative thoughts.
Yeah.
And so reading that, and in her mind, I started to have some anxiety, and so I was like, hold on, I'll come back.
Right.
Yes, what an emotional journey this was.
Yeah. I'm Oh gosh. Okay, we have more to say about this, but I do want to definitely make another video just about this book.
Yes.
Okay. Children.
5 stars.
5 stars.
Read it. It is beautiful.
It was awesome.
Yes.
All right, let's talk about the book we're reading right now, and that is Grapes of Wrath by John Steinbeck, who wrote one of my favorite books, East of Eden.
Yes.
We are 4 chapters of the way into this book now, and it is good so far.
I'm enjoying it.
Yes.
We are buddy reading this with Shanezi over at Nezzle. We'll link her channel below, so you should check her out as well. And I can tell, for me, when I started this, it had a very, like, East of Eden feel to it. And I loved East of Eden.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
I want it to be as masterful as East of Eden was. And one thing I really liked about East of Eden is that it took place over, say, 3 generations, I think.
Yeah, it did.
And I really, really like that about that book for some reason.
I don't know if this would.
I don't think this one does.
I have no idea.
I'm just kind of worried. Like, I want it to live up to East of Eden.
Yeah.
I've
heard great things about it, though.
I mean, it's a classic. So.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see how it goes.
And that's it. I'm not reading any other books right now.
Me neither. We are going to be reading the Book of Lost Things this month for book club, as well as Geisha, A Life.
Yes, we are.
With Nicole, who we also read Memoirs of a Geisha with.
Yeah.
But Geisha, A Life is a nonfiction.
Yes, it is.
So there we go. We got our fiction and our nonfiction.
And that's
Geisha knowledge.
Our November.
That would be for November.
Yeah.
But we just talked about October.
So.
All right, thanks for watching. When you play the Game of Tomes,
you read or you die.
Come be our friends. Our social media links will be in the description below.
And we hope you're reading a great book.
Bye.
Bye. I'm gray. I'm brighter. I'm gray. I'm brighter.